Greetings and welcome back to this next installment of Friday Fueling 5, brought to you by Sweet Ransom Diversity Consulting, and I am Robin Sweet Ransom. Are you ready for an energy boost? Do you need some fuel after this long work week? Well, if so, you have come to the right place. Look at the beautiful beach ambiance. Can't you just imagine yourself here listening to the waves, feeling the sun on your face? Well, imagine you're there as I take you through today's topic for the week. All right, enjoy.
Before you cut, consider what you're really investing in. It is a reality that really things come down to dollars and cents, right? I've even said if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. And so when you are looking at your budget and you're thinking, oh, we may need to cut here, we may need to cut there, if you're thinking about cutting your training, which oftentimes when budgets are tight, the first thing to go is training. But before you do that, before you cut your training, ask yourself, what message could this be sending to your people? Right? Because we put our money with what matters to us. So if we're choosing not to invest in our people, what message are we sending? Right? Because what we're really investing is employee growth. That builds skills, that builds confidence. Engagement and loyalty is the byproduct of that. Because invested employees who are invested in, they will then invest in you, stay longer, right? Their performance and the results are better. So learning drives this innovation and this productivity. And remember, your future success starts with your people and how you engage them, how you treat them, right? And think about what the cost of cutting is. Could it lead to lower morale, higher turnover, loss of talent, weaker culture, reduced innovation? Because keep in mind, once again, you invest today and you will reap tomorrow, even exponentially, because you want to develop, empower, and retain your people. So let's talk about that a little bit further on how you can even be creative with your budget. Maybe you can't spend maybe as much as you like, but what can you do to show your people that they still matter, right? That their growth is of utmost importance to you, right? Because that's where we're at. So keep in mind, you don't need a big budget to build great employees. Tip number one, leverage your internal expertise. Some of your best trainers may already be on your payroll. So invite experienced employees to lead lunch and learns or mentor newer team members or share their best practices, right? Maybe you hadn't thought about that. That's something you can do. And it doesn't cost a whole lot. And then strategy or tip number two, offer development even beyond the classroom. Growth doesn't always require a formal course. If your organization can, offer tuition reimbursement. I know I benefited from that years ago. Job shadowing, cross training, stretch assignments, as I've talked about in an earlier video. Leadership book discussions where you get together and you're talking about different ideas that you're getting from leadership books that you can engage upon. And again, bringing it back to even peer mentoring, right? And remember this, employees remember the opportunity that you provide, not just the format in which you provide it. And then tip number three, be intentional about learning. You don't have to spend a whole lot more. You just have to think differently. And I've given you some ideas on how you can engage and strengthen and stretch and grow your employees. Because remember, a leader who intentionally creates learning opportunities sends the message, your growth matters here. So here's your Friday Fuel in 5. Remember, the size of your training budget doesn't determine whether employees feel valued. Your commitment to developing people does. So find creative ways to invest in your team, and they'll often return that investment through stronger engagement, loyalty, and performance. Think about it. Isn't the investment worth it?
So do you feel a little better? Did you get the energy boost you needed to get you ready for your weekend? Well, I'm glad you did. Enjoy that weekend and remember to come back. And in the meantime, jump on over there to Sweet Ransom Diversity Consulting and check out our Workplace Insight blogs. We drop something fresh and new just for you. All right, see you soon.
It's wonderful to work with people, right? Whether you're in the medical field or whether you're in the corporate world, we need each other to make things go smoothly, right? And it's wonderful when collaboration leads to results. But what happens when we're no longer collaborating, but we are in conflict, right? Do we just walk away and hope that avoiding conflict changes things? Well, at SRD, we help teams turn everyday tensions into opportunities for collaboration, stronger communication, and better results. Because when conflict is handled well, it doesn't divide teams, it strengthens them. So what's going on in your workplace? Are you having problems with communicating effectively with your team? If so, give us a call because we want to help you to turn that conflict into collaboration and yes, cash. See you soon.